So these are my 2014 NCAA tournament picks. I already picked most of them, as you can see. For the play-in games, they don't really matter, but I pick Mount St. Mary's over Albany, NC State over Xavier, even though it's in Xavier, Xavier country, that's probably still good. And then can't go with the hometown team, unfortunately. I picked Texas Southern over Cal Poly, and I picked Tennessee over Iowa. So now, if you go down here, excuse this, so I picked Florida over the 16 seed. I picked Pittsburgh over Colorado. And then I picked VCU over Stephen Austin, UCLA over Tulsa, and then Dayton over Ohio State. That'll be a good game. Syracuse over Western Michigan, New Mexico over Stanford, and Kansas would go over Eastern Kentucky. And then you go down here, I'll just move this a little bit around. Then I picked Virginia over Coastal Carolina, George Washington over Memphis, Harvard over Cincinnati, Michigan State over Delaware, North Carolina over Providence, St. Joseph's over Connecticut, Iowa State over North Carolina Central, and Villanova over Milwaukee. And then you go over here, I picked Arizona over the 16 seed. I picked Gonzaga over Oklahoma State. I picked North Dakota State over Oklahoma, 12 over the 5 upset. Then I picked San Diego State over New Mexico State. And then I picked Baylor over Nebraska, Creighton over Louisiana Lafayette, then BYU over Oregon, which BYU just lost one of its players, but I think they should still be able to go through, which I need them to, really. And then the last one on here, Wisconsin over American. I think that's expected. Then Wichita State over Cal Poly or Texas Southern. In this case, I think Texas Southern. Kentucky over Kansas State. That's going to be a good game. Now here, I picked the winner of NC State and Xavier over St. Louis, which I think will be NC State. And then Louisville goes over Manhattan, and then Iowa is going to upset, I don't want Iowa, I'm sorry, Tennessee is going to upset Massachusetts, and then not yet, Duke is going to beat Mercer, I think. And then Arizona State is going to pull off the upset against Texas. Texas has been falling off. And then finally, Michigan is going to beat Wofford. Though that is expected, I'm sure. Okay, then I might have messed up a little bit here, but take those winners, Florida and Pittsburgh, and I will take Florida, excuse my hand, but I'll plant Florida right there, FLA, VCU, and UCLA. UCLA goes there. 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 UCL And then Dayton versus Syracuse is the next one, and Syracuse goes there. And then here's another big one, New Mexico and Kansas, I think with, what's his name, Joel Embiid out. I think Kansas struggles a little bit, and I think New Mexico excels with their mix of guard and big men. So I'll take New Mexico, and then Virginia and George Washington. I still like Virginia. And then Harvard and Michigan State. I'll take Michigan State. UNC, North Carolina, and Iowa State. I will take Iowa State. Yep, and then last, excuse the quality, sorry, St. Joe's and Villanova. Two Catholic rivals, I will take Villanova. And on this side, here's where it starts to get a little bit or not quite yet. Arizona over Gonzaga, and I'm a fan of Gonzaga, but I still think Arizona does it. SDSU over North Dakota State. I picked. Oh no, I messed up. Oh no, I messed up a little bit. I meant to put Arizona here, SDSU here, and then Creighton, and I'll take BYU and Wisconsin. I'll have BYU, honestly. If Wisconsin starts off slow, I don't like their chances. And on the bottom, Wichita and Kentucky. People would, excuse my hand again, but people would argue with that one. I would take Wichita. Then, in this case, North Carolina State and Louisville. I'll take Louisville. And then, I got kind of mixed up here. But Tennessee would play Duke. I'll take Duke. And Michigan would play Arizona State, and I'll take Michigan. Excuse my handwriting, it's not the best. And then, and then we get here. So, Florida and Pitt, I've already selected. Florida and UCLA, I would take Florida to go to the next round. And then Syracuse and New Mexico. I still really like New Mexico, so I'd take New Mexico to play Florida. And then Virginia and Michigan State. I would take Virginia. People would disagree with that one, I'm sure, probably. And Iowa State versus Villanova. I would take Iowa State. I think that Villanova is kind of overrated. And then New Mexico and Florida, because I love Mexico, but no, not against Florida. And then Iowa State and Virginia, I'll take Virginia. And then over here, San Diego State would go. And first, versus Creighton, and then Wichita and Louisville. I take Louisville, and Arizona State or Duke. Duke and Michigan. I take Duke. So then, and then SDSU versus Creighton. SDSU, and then Virginia and Louisville. I put Louisville here. Virginia and Louisville. I take Louisville versus Florida in the Louisville versus Florida in the championship game. And I think Louisville repeats. So that's my bracket. I think that Louisville's gonna repeat as the champion over Florida. There are some really bold picks in here, I think, but they could also be wrong. So those are my picks. I'm sorry for the bad quality and bad handwriting, but there you go.